So I figured, if anything, just a little video of a taste of things of it. A lot of people have asked me about this patch that I actually have on my battle vest that I just actually posted on my Instagram and on my Twitter. And for those who don't know, this is a patch from a Japanese metal band artist by the name of Isilel. I believe that's how she pronounced her name. Isilel is a rock metal band, a Japanese rock metal band that's led by a vocalist by the name of Himari. Now, you don't, it's pretty much in the same vein of baby metal, Japanese artist, pop artist who becomes a metal music artist. The difference is it's more of a natural project that's done by Himari compared to baby metal, which is more of, unfortunately, while it is a fabricated project, it's still a good they're still a good band and I still support them on that. And I figured I would do a video on an analyzation of one of the things that's very fascinating for me is the analyzation of the music video Quipath, which is the one of the singles that introduced me to Isolé, which is Quipath. It's the first video that I ever saw of her, the first video that I ever saw of her music, a sense of it. Now, for those out there who are wondering, why do I have the video on mute? It's because I don't want to deal with copyright situations and get flagged on this video. So if you want to listen to the song, you're going to have to go to her YouTube channel to check out the video and the song as well. But also, do yourself a favor and go to her Bandcamp and check out her music and purchases as well. Now, also in the sense of it, I also want to bring up the fact that Hamari, I believe, is the name of the vocalist, and she's actually pretty dope of a singer, but she's also, get this, a very cool ass nerd as well. Because while she does do a lot of posts on her social media in a lot of, I don't want to say thirst traps, but more of cute teasings of some cases. Um, let's just say that she posts a lot of that on her page of it. It's still good stuff. Like it's not crazy in the sense of it, unless you have like a sort of fetish sort of thing, if anything. If I can get like if I have to show you examples in that sense of it for what it is. So here is Himari. She is the vocalist and the lead basically of the band. She has a lot of stuff on here on her channel, on her social media, where it's more of the case of her in that attire. This is mostly the performance attire that she's 90% mostly in when she's doing her performances or appearances for Isolé, if I'm correct. She does a lot, 90% of her pick post on that sense of it. However, when I say it's sort of like she does a lot of like fet sort of post, I'm talking about stuff like this. And I think you know where I'm going with this. It's sort of what you expect of her when it comes to that. I I don't need to say it, but I think you know what it is. It's clearly that, if anything. But at the same time, uh, she does do a lot of other stuff too. One of the things that I do love the fact of outside of that stuff is, and this is the part that has a lot of my attention. Islay is actually Himari is actually a very good cosplayer. This is her cosplaying as, of course, the spirit demon from The Ring, hence the videotapes underneath. She has done several cosplays. Uh, Sometimes she's done a few for viewers' sense of it, and then there's some that she's done in live streams where she does exclusive ones for, I believe, websites. I believe like Patreon, not like a Patreon sort of thing, but not OnlyFans, but more of like I want to say Bandcamp in some cases about it. This is her actually cosplaying a specific famous character of a video game that we all should know about. Me too. Uh, she has also done several cosplays. Kill la Kill. She has done Kill la Kill. Uh, Kagagure, I believe it is. She has done because actually I think I have a shot of her of Kill la Kill. Here she is for Kill la Kill, if anything. She has also done. Oh, she's even, and this is the West one out of all the ones she's done. She's even done my baby, my first anime crush, Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon. Now, if you're wondering why I have these photos, these are mostly the photos from her social media that she has posted. The more Professional, less intimidating ones are the ones that are on her Bandcamp. 90% of her stuff that for purchase stuff is Bandcamp. Also, I forgot to mention she also did Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, but yes, she does most of these. Those are stuff of videos. But here's what makes this interesting for me. So at one point, what also got my attention that relates to this, and you'll know about this later on, is Isilel for April Fool's years, I think a year ago, put out a single called Pinky Promise. And this is the look that she actually had for that video. Now, that actually is not an image about, let me go back to it again. This is actually not an image from the music video for Pinky Promise, but it's actually a video, a clip from uh, Quipoth. And this is where I want to put y'all in notice about. Now, when it comes to uh, Quipoth, before I go into Quipoth of it, I also want to talk about another music video that sort of relates to uh, her and Issa Rae in a sense of it. So a while back, for April Fool's Day, I think a year ago, she put out a music video called Pinky Promise. Now, here's the thing. This is the video for Pinky Promise. Now, as I mentioned before, she is a Japanese metal artist. But when you look at this video for Pinky Promise, and again, I'm only not playing the music because of the fact that I don't want to get flagged. The video is actually not what you think it is. The music is not what you think it's going to be when you first hear that she's a metal artist. Instead, it's actually a pop song with 80s aesthetic sound. That's the crazy part about this. Now, again, as you see her in this look, she's actually singing like a regular Japanese pop song you would expect her to play when you hear that she's a singer from Japan. But the fact that she's playing this, but here's what makes this hilariously convenient. This is not her content. That is not the music that she's usually known for doing. Again, her music that she's known for doing is Japanese heavy metal. Yet she put this out. And you know when she put it out? She put it out on April 1st for April Fool's Day. That is genius. But here's the funny part even more. This is not her type of music that she has, but it's an actual good song. In fact, I actually purchased the CD single myself from her. This is the CD single for Pinky Promise. And as you can see with the aesthetic, it's all cute, pink, uh, pop style, everything on that sense of it. However, it's it's still Isilel. It's still Isilel. It's just pop singing style Isilel. And it's a very unusual thing because it's not her type of music that she's known for doing. Because when you hear her regular music, it's exactly that metal style that you are used to in Japanese and all that. But the song is a pop song. It sounds like a pop song. It has the 80s aesthetic like a pop song. It has that melody and everything as a typical pop song is. And that's what makes this freaking hilarious. Like, it's the typical pop song that you expect from normal pop singers that you hear all the time online or you hear in their stuff of it. Now, here's the funny part. Now, you see the outfit that she's wearing, right? In that music video, in her performance outfit, it's the same one that she's going to wear in this music video as well for Quip Hop, for Quill Quillthop, uh, Quill Hop. Sorry if I can't get it right. So in the video, this is what makes this interesting for this video. That I love the fact she puts a concept within this video. So in the video, when the first thing we see in the video is you see Isilel or Himari, you see two Himaris. The first Himari you see is the Himari that represents the Pinky Promise music video in the same outfit. And she's running down the street in the neighborhood. Now, that is Himari of the past and such. So that is supposed to be Himari of the past, this version of Himari that you see running after the Himari of Pinky Promise. This is Himari, the person who's running down the street chasing after the Pinky Promise Himari. The Pinky Promise Himari represents the Himari, and this is my theory, by the way. The Pinky Promise Himari represents the Himari that most people in society and mainstream expect them. Because when you're in Japan, when you think of most of the entertainers in Japan, you're mostly pops Japanese females, if they're when you hear that they're performers, you think, oh, J-pop, J-pop idols, pop singers. That's usually the case of it. J-pop or J-rock and J-metal artists, females, you don't see them as metal idols. You don't see them as metal artists. You mostly know them for being pop stars. So that's what Pinky Promise uh, Himari is. This is Himari, the woman behind both of those. This is the Himari that was traumatic. So as you can see in these flashbacks, where here, for example, this is Himari who is like wants to become a singer, wants to become popular, and wants to be sing songs and embrace the meta culture. My guessing is these two are supposed to be her two people who know her, who are basically judging her, and she's overhearing them talk about her, judging her because they're like, oh, she wants to do this singing stuff of it. So then in the video, as you can see, the Pinky Promise Hamari is bleeding. It's pretty much representing the sense of her getting injured from that sense. And then Himari, the traumatic version, is seeing over that. And if you look closely, there's the Pinky Promise music poster that again represents Himari Pinky Promise, the pop singer that everyone expects her to be. Where this is Himari realizing that. Now, when it comes to this Himari of Isilel, this is like narration version of her, but this is her final form and sense of it. And this is what makes this even more interesting is, like I said, you see her running down Pinky Promise Himari running. Himari, traumatic, is is trying to chase her. Then here's Himari with her. I'm guessing this is Himari and her mom is supposed to be her, who's basically punishing her for messing with her stuff. She's injured again. Himari's trying to save her because she's getting hurt every time from her trauma. Because at the end of the day, people aren't expecting people like Himari to do what she does in her metal music. They are expecting her to be like every other typical cookie cutter pop singer. They're not expecting her to be this metal performer. Whereas, like I said, this version of her is the trauma. This version is supposed to be the her that she is basically like, oh, this is the version of her that's dealing with her being what people expect her to be. And that's what I like about this, because you see this all the time of it. And then there she is when she's dealing with label artists and musicians and executives who are taking advantage of her, sexual assault stuff of it. And there she is bleeding again. As I said, this version of Himari is the Himari we don't see, the Himari behind the scenes, the ones who's dealt with trauma in her past, being judged, taken advantage of. That's this one. The injured Himari, the one of Pinky Promise, is the version of her that is what people expect her to be. The normal world. Because you have to also remember, too, in Japan, they're very, very strict on some cases, if I'm correct, where it's like, if you do anything of the ordinary sense of it, like, for example, from what I know, at one point, Japan was people in Japan, the society, frowned upon people who wear tattoos. Now, that doesn't mean that there are it doesn't mean that there are Japanese people who don't have tattoos. It's just if you have tattoos, you're pretty much frowned upon most people in Japan society. That's why when it came to kazuyas, I believe they're called, which are like gangsters, they're like considered the bane of existence in Japan society. If you want to be like in the high regards of society, you can't be having tattoos. The moment you have tattoos, you're just frowned upon, I guess. And that's why that's a sort of thing. But with that restriction, something like this is expected. So when it comes to her dealing with that situation, that's why Pinky Promise Himari is like, she's getting injured because it's dealing with the fact that she keeps getting hurt from her trauma and dealing with the fact of, oh, I'm getting hurt all the time. You know, I'm doing what they expect me to do, but I don't want to do it because it's hurting me all the time. And so she's bleeding all over every time she's running away until she's in a cocoon, which is with the Shinobari style of it. She's tied up, finally in the restriction, And then in the same moment, while she's tied up in that restriction, it's almost like a butterfly. She ends up then in a cocoon. She's going through embracing the evolution of who she will become and what she is until finally, when it's released, and when that happens, she finally becomes the Himari that she always wanted to be, the Isilel, the one we saw from the very beginning of the video, restricting herself no more, being the true person of who she is. Now, here's what the best part of the video is from that situation. After all of that in the situation of it, she finally gets to embrace who she is, not caring of what anybody says or how anybody judge. And that's when we get to this part. Now you see all three versions of her. The Himari from the past, who was traumatic, which is seen here on the right. On the left, the Himari that people expect, that the society expects her to be when she says she wants to be a performer or being a performer, which is in the Pinky Promise look. And then the true Himari in the middle of what she's grown to be. And then sitting on this throne. And while she sits on that throne, both versions of Himari she embraces. Her past and trauma, and the part of her and the performing sense of it that is basically uh, of what she was, of what people think of her. Both of those encapsulate who she is, which is Isilel. And I love that she did that with this video. This, if there was if there was any way that you can encapsulate a thesis of who you are, it's this video and this song sense of it. Now the song is great. While the music has the lyrics of the song are a little bit different in certain aspects of it, it's still a good song. And at the same time, I also feel like the video does a good job on that sense of it. By the way, I also, of course, bought Quail Hop, the single, as Quill Hop, the single as well. I bought the single for it. I bought them both at the same time. Now, here's what makes this even more hilarious. Ever since after releasing that video, and she's gotten a little bit viral for that, which, by the way, if you want to go to her YouTube channel, it's for it's for the management agency that manages her, which is Imperiet 5. I mean, Imperiet 4, I believe it's called. If you want to go to their YouTube channel, you can go to their YouTube channel, Imperiet 4. You can even check out music videos from the band that she used to be a part of, which is Necronomidal. Necromonidal is the band that she used to associate with at one point. Early in her career, she was part of a group called Necromonidal, which was basically a metal version of a J-pop group, metal version of a J-pop group, basically. And she was part of that band. I think within a year after they were given for 7-8 years before they broke up. So that's who that is. And if I'm correct, they released about 5-6 albums before they broke up, and she went on her solo career as Isilel. So, yeah. So when she after did that, I guess they decided Project Isilel. She became Isilel solo artist. But here's the funniest part about this whole situation too, that I also love. She decided, because of how successful viral she got in both of those videos, she decides to make it a tradition again by doing a second video for this year's April Fool's Day. This time, she decides to go a little bit more of the cuteness sense of like the J-pop educational style of it. And so comes a song called I Want to Believe. Now, I Want to Believe, again, like Pinky Promise, is a song that you would not expect her to do. That what is different from Pinky Promise is that in this song, she is going more of the younger route. Now, you know how some people like to make songs that are similar to like something you would hear from Sesame Street or Barney and Friends and stuff like that, and that little more melody sense of it, but a little bit still for adults. That's what this song is. And as you can see, she's dressed in the aesthetic, in the same brightness of her look. She's got cute animals, a background setting of everything, And in the video, it's literally just this her singing, dancing in front of these creatures. She's consoling the creatures every once in a while. You can still see a little bit of the demonic within the creatures because of that thing in the background, the demon thing in the background, the horned cow with the wings, the birdie with the neck and choker. Here's where I wanted to come into this situation and play. Like Pinky Promise, I believe Quilpoth came out after she put out Pinky Promise because it coincided with that video and song because of the fact it told the story. Now here's where things get a little bit more interesting. First, but before I get to that, make sure y'all check out her social media and everything too, because again, she it's really cool to see her stuff in the sense of it. But let me get to the main point that I want to bring up on because this is very, very important. And I'm going to post it on my Twitter. I'm going to talk about it because it's going to post it. I'm going to go to her Twitter page. As of this moment, she has announced on the 23rd of this month, she will be putting out a brand new album, a full new album called Moonbow Rebellion. This is her brand new album that she has already put up pre-orders for it. And the album will be coming out, I believe, on the 23rd. This album will also be on her Bandcamp, but she also has a listening party that will be coming out on that. That will be free. That'll be coming out soon. That I definitely will be going to watch as well. But she's already done the recording for the album, photo shoot, promos all done. The album Moonbow Rebellion comes out this month on the 23rd, if I'm correct. There isn't a music video for any of the singles of that video yet, but she did put out a promo for the first single of the album because she already put out the track listing. This is the track listing for the album: Black Moon, Sanguine Convenient, Vesperal Salvation, Umbral Exorcism, Noctifer Rising, Lunar Incantation, Moonbow Legion, and Rebellion. But here's where things get a little interesting. She has also made an announcement that the first single is Serpent's Abade. And I believe not only will she be dropping the single for this record on the 20th, she also will have an early release on her Patreon. And I believe there will be a video for the song. And if I'm correct, I believe that the video for this song will coincide with the music video that she put out for her April Fool's release song, which is I Want to Believe. Something tells me she's going to do the same thing she did with Pinky Promise and Quiphoth. Because like I said, Quiphoth is the single that she put out after she put out Pinky Promise. And they connect together because of the fact that it leads to that video and tells the story with the character. I think she's going to do the same thing with I Want to Believe, which will lead into the single, which is from her album, which is Serpent's Abide. I wouldn't put it past her if she puts out the single video for that song, and the song video incorporates with I Want to Believe, which is an April Fool's song. And like I said, I Want to Believe is a real song that she really made and produced and song and sings. It's not like some mockery, but it is still an April Fool's song because it's a song that you don't expect from her to perform and write and perform. It's a song that is completely left wing of what she usually does. That's the part of the April Fool's joke. But I really hope, if anything, I really hope that the music video for Serpent's Abade incorporates I Want to Believe. Because if she does it twice, it'll be kind of awesome to see what she does with that. Now, for all I know, they might not do the same thing they did with Quilpoth. They might do where it's like, oh, something that deals with what she's thinking about and stuff like that with her, not dealing with her lifehood and such. It might go a different route. But no, I guarantee you it will incorporate with the theme from I Want to Believe. It has to. You can't say you can't strike lightning twice. You can't. The fact that this and Pinky Promise encapsulates my attention and then pulls you in, and once he pulls you in, then you listen to Quiphoth and her metal stuff, and it's like, oh, that's even better. That's what makes this so good. That's what makes it so good. And that alone has my attention. And since then, she's gotten a lot of attention from a lot of people. I do know at one point of it, she does get a lot of follows in her band page on social media. And I do know, if anything, she hasn't done a North American tour specifically yet, but I'm hoping eventually, when she gets enough attention, that she will. Now, as of right now, I do know she has put pre-orders up for her album. You can get the signed CD, the size poster, a jumbo size frame photo, a badge, and a six photo set of it with the Ultra DX version. Or you can get the regular pre-order. I'm pretty sure you can get the regular pre-order album as well. But as of right now, I do know she does a lot more with her on her Bandcamp with a lot of stuff of it. So let me take you to her Bandcamp. So in her Bandcamp, she has a lot of pre-orders of other stuff of it. Like for example, you can get the single for "I Want to Believe," which I probably will be getting, but I definitely want to pre-order her album as well. But she also does these things where she has a lot of photo op stuff, where she can get Polaroids of her in costumes, photo shoot areas, and such. Like these are like some of the photo shoots she's done, which probably will incorporate some of the music videos. Some of them she's even signed herself. Um, and then they have regular stuff, like prototype CD stuff, like uh, the Moonbow Genesis, which is probably the first album that she put out. But also she has like merchandise, like T-shirts and stuff like that, photo stuff. Um, but also she does like photo Polaroid stuff like that, like stuff like this, where she also has signed and stuff for fans to watch as well. And of course, US you can buy also internationally. Um, I do know that other than the patch that I also bought from her, and I bought the Sue CD Pro Robes, I also ordered a photo book of her because I'm not going to tell you she's not fine as hell for a Japanese metal singer. And again, me being the ultimate person that I am, I'm not going to say no to an alternative metalhead uh, cute Japanese singer. I'm not going to say no to that. So I already have my purchase for the photo book, which will be coming out soon, hopefully, because it's in the process of still in pre-order. Um, but I do know she has, copies of her album. She's got merchandise. She's even, of course, got merchandise for the uh, April Fool's songs. Like I said, she has the "I Want to Believe" CD single, which I will personally be purchasing, but I also will be purchasing her real album as well. If you can, go check out Isilel, her music on uh, her Bandcamp. Go check her out on her Twitter. Um, I I'm hoping, if I can get as much attention from people because of the patch alone, I really would love her to do a U.S. appearance. But there's one con, but I do want her to make a convention appearance. And there's one convention that I definitely want her to be involved in. And if it comes to it happening, I would definitely love for her to have it happen. And that is Colossicon. Absolutely Colossicon. I want to see. I am actually in the process of sending an email to the admins of Colossicon to see if they can get her to come perform, because you can't say no to that. There is one guest that has always shown up at Colossicon every year. I believe they attended last year, but I don't know if they will come back this year. But there has been always artists that come, but they're rarely, like some of them rarely in a sense of uh, artists from that year, if anything. But there is a suggested guest, as you can see here. So as you can see here on the screen, Colossicon is May 27th and 31st next year. You already know your boy's already locked in. I'm definitely getting locked in if I got to pay for the tickets early in advance. However, I do want to say I want to actually see if I could get her to come to Colossal. It'll be awesome to see her in concert. She's talented. She's her lyrics, the song lyrics are awesome. The music sounds incredible. Again, it's a little bit twisted different from baby metal, because baby metal, what makes baby metal also good is the fact that the cuteness of baby metal. And I love, and again, I ain't knocking baby metal because I love baby metal. Y'all know this. I have been a fan of baby metal. In fact, I just purchased their fourth album as we speak. I just bought their fourth album. I have all of their other works, so I am a fan of baby metal. I'm right along there in the train with it. The Electric Callboy collaboration they did, that's on there. I love that record too. However, what makes Isolate different from them is the more of the sense of, oh no, I'm more of the mature, sexy metal metal singer, rock singer. I'm not the cute metal singer where it's like 1 minute I'm singing chocolate and cutesy stuff and all that, but then I'm also just doing a couple screamos. Isolate is not that. Isolate is more of that. Oh no, no, no. I'm like King Diamond sense of metal. I'm that type of dark metal sense of it, which is funny because most of her photo promo, you can tell she channels a little bit of King Diamond if you really think about it. Which, by the way, King Diamond's birthday was yesterday, right? By the time this video's come up, because today is the 15th. I believe King Diamond's birthday was yesterday. So happy belated to the legend that is King Diamond. If anything, y'all go check out her stuff. Go check her out. Check out her music. I definitely am a fan of hers. But that's what I wanted to bring up because I know there's some people who have asked me when I posted the picture of my battle vest patches, and one of them happens to be a battle patch from her and the band. A lot of people didn't know what that band was, and I wanted to show my support for her because she definitely deserves to be up there. Because compared to all the other bands that I have on my battle vest, hers is the one that not many people know about, and I definitely want to give her a lot of it because you don't see a lot of artists like her outside of uh, in Japan. Next to baby metal, because when you think of baby metal, you don't think of any other metal artist from Japan in that sense of it, unless you're really deep into the lore of metal music in Japan. Which I'm not saying she and baby metal are the only ones. I'm just saying the ones that are well recognized is mostly baby metal 90% of the time. There probably are metal artists from Japan that do exist. They're just not establishedly known. And when you think of artists, when you see people like her, the first thing comes to your head is, oh, she's probably in the same vein as baby metal, because cute Japanese girl, heavy metal music. No, it's not even close. Like, it's so different, but in such a good way. It gives you variety. Like, sweet and spicy is with baby metal. Isolé is 100% spicy. Nothing that. Just spice. That's it. No tartness, no mildness, straight up spicy. And I love that. So if y'all haven't gone, go check her stuff out. Let me know what y'all think. Tell me what your favorite song from Isolé is, if you ever have one from her, or if you're already familiar with her, or if you even are listening to her from Necro My Idol, if you have a favorite song from that. Again, my personal favorite is Quill Pop. That's my favorite one as of right now. But I do love the Pinky Promise record too, and I will get I Want to Believe parody record, as well as purchasing the purchasing the new album from Isolé, which is of course the Moon, which is the of course Moonbow Rebellion. So y'all go check that out, and hopefully y'all will talk to y'all in another video soon and more on stuff like this. And let me know if you wanted me to do more video stuff like this too. Might do that sometime in the next future.